Hi everyone, it's Vicky here. Today I'm designing for GoGo Getaway and I have a blog post on the blog today about this layout, and the task is to use acrylic paints. So I started out with a white piece of cardstock, and it's the Vicki foundations paper because I was putting paint on it. I didn't want to have to do any gessoing. I just wanted it to sit on the paper and just look neat there without having to have any warping. So you saw at the very beginning I put a cut file on there that I made myself. I had a cloud cut file and I made some circles and cut them out and then just sort of pinned it together to make a rainbow with two clouds at the end. It was fairly simple to do. I can't give it away for free because the clouds aren't mine. But if you want any advice on which cut file I use for the clouds, then I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. So I painted some rainbow colours on the paper and blurred them in the middle. They're not exactly rainbow colours, but they were the colours I had there, and I just mixed them together and put them on. So I dried that off a bit with my heat gun. It was taking too long, so in a minute you'll see I stopped and came back to it later on. But when I came back to it, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I don't know, it just wasn't looking right. So you'll see in a bit that I changed my mind on what I'm going to do next. So in the meantime, I'm backing my cut file. So I decided to back it with vellum. And that's just so that you can see the rainbow through it, rather than back each individual section. I just thought I would do this way because the back is so bright anyway. So I stick all that down onto the vellum and then I cut round it. So it's fairly straightforward to cut, so it doesn't take too long. And this video is going super speedy just because it's fairly simple and came together pretty quickly. You don't need to watch me cut it out at normal speed. So here we go, almost done. So I put it back on there, yeah, and I come back a couple of hours later and I think, no, I don't like this. I'm going to cut this into strips and make a background that way. So I start off just with the block and then I cut some strips from it, as you can see me doing here. Okay, so once I do that, I get another piece of foundations paper out. Didn't really need to be foundations paper, but anyway, it was out, so I used it. And I arrange my strips on the page as such. And you can see there I have a photo of my niece on the swing, and it's perfect colours to go with the paints that I used. So I'm going to stick these strips down. I like this much better than I liked the painted strips. Yeah, so that's stuck down. They're all a bit offset, so it just looks a bit different. More like brickwork, but rainbow brickwork. Then I back my cut file with some foam. That's just foam that's sticky one side and obviously foam the other. So what I'll do is I'll stick all these pieces down. I cut them into very thin strips, and then I will go and put some adhesive on each one. So I've got some tacky glue in a bottle, which I just squeeze onto there, and that sticks really nicely. So just putting those on. Okay, and done. So that's how that's going to look, and I'm going to tuck the photo just under that one cloud there. I realise I've put a piece of foam on there that I didn't need to, so I don't put any glue, and in a little while I take that off so that when I put some foam behind my photo as well, it doesn't stand up too much. Okay, so I put vellum behind the photo as well because just to make it match in and give it a bit of blur around the edges. There's my next piece of foam there under the photo. So I think about using this Bramble Fox perspective, but I don't use it in the end because I don't think you can read it very well on the busy background, which is a shame because I think that would have been a nice one to use. But I do go around and stick on some hearts and stars in the different rainbow colours in the appropriate places on the background. This is a Vicki sticker book I've got there, and I had some Elle Studio hearts before, so there we go. So I'm taking that off of there. There is a Bramble Fox perspective up there, the heart at the top, and I'm going to put the stars back on as well shortly. So that's just splattering some Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine. I thought that actually having the messy factor was needed, even though I took away the messy factor by cutting up that piece of cardstock. I still thought that I wanted some messy on there. So I've got this stickers title there, which I've put around the curve of the rainbow, and that Y will just overlap the photo just a little bit there. But it doesn't cover anything on the photo, so I'm happy with that. And then I've just got this little sticker, these little alpha stickers, which are a Hip Kit Club exclusive, and they just finish off the title, so pretty good fun. Bit more Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine. I'll cry when that runs out. And then I decide that those pieces that I cut off before when I was cutting the strips out of the paint, I could use those as little features at the top and bottom. So you'll just see I just cut a little peak out of the top and bottom, and I'm just sticking those pieces in behind. So yeah, there you go. So they just add a bit of interest at the top and bottom, and then I put these perspectives I can't say that word, back on the top, and there's the final layout. So I hope you like it. Please have a look at the blog regularly because we're all posting, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.